Are people gatekeeping healthy relationship advice?
So I was on the internet and it said happily married people will always gatekeep because if they told you the things they do, you'll call the women pick-me's and the men's simps. And it's true. I get called a simp all the time. And I am. I'm simply in love. I'm simply happily married. I'm simply with my best friend, the love of my life. And what you call me don't impact me. And I learned that before social media. I remember in a marriage class at my church, I'm talking about year one, I had, shared that Melissa paid the bills because I had paid the bills by myself when I lived in my own apartment, but when we got together, it was my bills plus her bills plus the house bills, and I was getting flustered. I was like, ooh. And I was like, listen, I'm gonna just put the money in the joint account. You take care of the bills. She was like, bet. And she did it. I remember I was talking about that. One of the deacons was like, you ain't no real man if you don't pay no bills. That was the first simp. You ain't no real man. You ain't no real man if you don't pay the bills. When I came back from Nam, I paid all the bills. And I said, yeah, you right, Deke. And went home and did exactly what I was doing. Because the truth is, what worked in his household, worked in his household. What worked in mine, worked in mine. Now,
most of you already know Kev on stage, and as soon as he posted this video, I went straight to his comment section. Thanks for sharing this because social media is getting wild nowadays. People wanting stuff without knowing what marriage really is. My wife pays the bills. I hate math, and she's great at it. It just makes sense. We definitely gatekeep because it ain't nobody's business but ours. And when I went down the wormhole, I found out that there were a lot of people who felt the exact same way.
So I saw a creator on here talking about and asking, why do happily married couples, happily married women gatekeep their marriages? And I'll say this year, my husband and I will be married 15 years. And I know for me personally, I started to gatekeep my marriage when the continuous comments about us not really being happy, people asking, are you sure you're happy? I had an older woman, a year or so into our marriage, ask if we're still happy. And I said, yes, we are. We love each other, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, we'll see. Also, I have a YouTube channel and we started vlogging our journey, being married, also believing God for children, and the comments that were coming from people that we knew, unfortunately, was not quite nice. We found out that we were the topic of some group chats. And also, oh, there's no way they're that happy, blah, blah, blah. I remember my husband bought me a car. That was a conversation, all those things. And so eventually we started to just close up. We started to keep things to ourselves, and because it honestly, it was very discouraging. It wasn't fun. Like, you're supposed to celebrate happiness and marriage and all those things. And, when you're constantly hearing conversations or whatever about, they faking, they such and such, they blah, blah, blah. It's like, you're like, you know what? All right, let me just stay here in my bubble. So yeah, we gatekeep. We definitely gatekeep. I know now, as we've gotten older, we do share things here and there because we're both on social media. And, I think it's important to show healthy relationships, healthy marriages, healthy, happy families. But there are certain things that we still gatekeep because people are weird. And some people are just very unhappy in their relationships and the things that they don't have or they wish they had. So instead of celebrating, they choose to comment negatively. So, I gatekeep a little bit. We gatekeep a little bit. But, we're finding that balance again, of course, to show, that there are happy marriages out there. So 15 years in, and that's my best friend.
The reason why you don't hear about healthy relationships anymore is because of the fact that those of us in healthy relationships ain't got shit to say to y'all. Because anytime we tell you what we do for our husband or what our husband does for us, y'all look for any reason to try to come up with some type of excuse or some type of narrative that we're being controlled or that we're not really happy or I would never do that. It's exactly why your miserable ass is still single, and exactly why no matter who you try to date or what you try to date, you still end up unhappy because you have this long list of what you feel like is supposed to come from a relationship, yet you don't want to be able to, you just want to be on the receiving end. Relationships are give and take. I can't remember the last time that I did laundry. But I will be out here taking the trash out because I don't give a fuck. I would rather take the trash out than to be downstairs doing laundry. I don't want to. I don't like laundry. But if I tell y'all, oh yeah, I take the trash out. What? You take the trash out. You're a woman. You shouldn't be taking out the trash. That's a man's job. Your man does the laundry. You should be doing that. You're the woman. Like, when it comes to a healthy relationship, there is no gender roles. I do what I want to do and he does what he wants to do. And it ends up working out together because I do. And it just so happens that what he doesn't like to do, I don't mind doing.
But what do you think? Is it a good idea for couples to gatekeep information that keeps their relationship healthy? Or is hiding your relationship a red flag? Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoy this type of content, be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification so you're notified each and every time I upload a new video. I upload new videos to this channel every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. With all that being said, thank you very much, and I will see you in the next video. You guys have a good one.